I'm Jeremy Frey, the Director of Strength and Conditioning at Missouri State University. Bench press. I hate the bench press. Reason I hate the bench press. Okay. So, I'm not here to talk about hating bench press, never mind. Bench press, what we're talking about here, we're talking about doing it correctly. Again, a couple coaching cues you want to make sure you're looking at, okay? Everybody likes the bench press for some reason. Again, that's a whole philosophy thing we can talk about some other time. It is one of the best, best upper body strength movements you can do. I mean, besides doing dumbbell work, the bench press is it for the most part, all right? You want to make sure your things that are in contact, no matter what, athletes, whether they like it or not, make sure it happens, feet, ass, shoulders. We can talk about the head all day long, but for the most part, those three things have to be in contact. Do I want them bringing the head up to the point where we're rounding forward? Hell no. Okay? But I'm not as concerned about the head as I'm making sure that shoulders, butt, and feet are in place. You want to make sure we're packing our scaps. Okay? So packing the scaps or packing the shoulders, it's talking about that retraction, depressing. All right? That's something we want to make sure we're doing on the bench press. Pulling shoulder blades together, tucking everything underneath. We want to make sure that we're coming down on the bench press. God damn it, guys, I say guys, it's not your fault. If anybody ever is watching this shit later on, I'm talking to them. Elbows can't be out 90 degrees. I don't know why we're benching all the way out here. Touching above our nipples, okay? Elbows are all the way retracted or abducted from our body. You're just asking for shoulder issues down the road, okay? The more abducted your shoulder is from your body, all right, the more risk for impingement you're going to be, okay? We want to involve all the muscle groups that we possibly can within the bench press, okay? Tucking them in 45 degrees, we're obviously going to get anterior delt, you're going to get your pecs, okay? You're also going to be able to involve triceps and lats a hell of a lot more, all right? So that's what we want to make sure we're in there, and then hands inside the ring. Again, we're talking about athletes for the most part, guys, hands inside the ring, that's something I do not let my athletes touch the ring at all whatsoever. Shoulder width grip. I'm not talking here, I'm talking about anything inside the ring, I don't care. Keep your hands in, don't get out wide. From a technique standpoint, there's a couple reasons why we do this. Number one reason why we want to pack the shoulders. If we watch the range of motion, number one reason we pack the shoulders is number one, to kind of take the rotator cuff out of the situation, okay? If we pack the shoulders, we pull them down, we're taking a lot of stress off the shoulder capsule, all right? So that's the one thing we want to make sure we're doing. Right here we got three different pictures. This first one is with no arch, no scap retraction, and no depression. If you notice down in the bench press position, and I got a red line there, and I don't know if everybody can see it as they go across the way, the elbow is hyperextended past the body quite a bit. So we're talking about putting a ton of strain on your shoulder capsule, okay, bicep tendon, things like that we want to make sure as an athlete, shoulder athlete, sports athletes, we do not want to do, okay? So the second one, I had them do a scap retract and depress, but we had minimal arch. All right, so at the very end of the day, we want to make sure at least we pack our shoulders, all right? And as you can notice from the red line, we're already up about 1.5 inches, almost 2 inches. So we're taking out range of motion in the bench press. So now we're not hyperextending the elbow past the body as much, okay? So there's another reason why we want to pack the scaps, all right, and depress, not elevate, okay? The last one is adding in an arch. This is one I kind of go back and forth with wanting to really teach my athletes. With the lifter, all day long, that's the press we need to be looking at, okay? With our athletes, yes and no, all right? I don't really stay along the no too much, but what the yes part of it is, again, you look at from picture 2 to picture 3, we've taken out at least another 1.5 inches in the bench press. Total, we're almost looking at 3 to 4 inches that we eliminated range of motion wise, all right? And the range of motion we're talking about is that extra hyperextension of the elbow past the body, which we don't want to have happen in the first place. Okay, so we want to talk about shoulder longevity. Doing the bench press correctly is actually extremely important, okay? We need to make sure that these are the coaching cues that we're looking at is pack the shoulders, arch up, everything as tight as you possibly can, and if you notice with the bar, we're touching below nipple line. Everything changes when you change the body position, okay? So when you're doing the bench press, we shouldn't be touching up around the nipples. If we're in the right position, it should be bottom of your bottom of your sternum, bottom of your sternum, okay, or just right below. And the reason that is because as soon as you start to pack the shoulders and arch up, you're changing the position of your body, all right? So when that bar comes down, it naturally will be touching lower on the body to keep a good wrist to elbow relationship. And make sure when you drive the bar up, you're not driving it straight up, you drive it back to the lockout position, okay? We're always benching at an angle. We come down at an angle, the bar, when it's over top at a lockout position, is over top the shoulder. So when you come down, you're moving away from the shoulder. When you're pressing up, you should press back to the lockout position, press back to the shoulder, okay? What do I got there? What was that? 20. Ah, Jesus. Anyway. So I'm gonna move a little quicker. Arching wise, like I said, this is just another example, same thing, except for he's a lot better at the arch, and we almost eliminated 5 to 6 inches. Okay, so again, every individual is gonna have a different mobility within their lumbar spine. All right, some are gonna be great, some guys you're gonna ask to arch up, and you're gonna see some athletes say, hey, try to arch as much as you can, bring your ass as close to your shoulder, so on and so forth, and they're still gonna look flat as shit. Okay, well that's stuff we can focus on post-programming, lumbar mobility, stuff like that, and those are things within the corrective work that we do.